Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Coding with T. Today we are going to learn or design products detail screen, which is very important and very crucial part of any e-commerce application. So first of all, let's quickly have a look what we're going to create. We are inside our application. We have completed the design of this home screen with a scrolling banners, with the scrolling categories, custom app bar, background, products with the grid style. You can watch that previous videos. Link is in the description. We have also designed the store, wishlist profile, edit profile. But in today's tutorial, when we are going to click on this product over here, it is going to pop up or show the product details. You can see at the top we have four images of the product. Then we have one large image with add to wish list button at the top. We have a back arrow. We can change the image of the product. We can view the product in detail. You can select any image, view it in detail. At the bottom, you can see we have ratings with a share button. Then we have price range. There are two type of products that we are targeting. The first one is a single product which don't have any variations, and the second one is with variations. So the current product you are seeing is a product with variations. We have a range of products, minimum price to maximum price. Then we have percentage of discount, product title, stock status, brand of the product. Then we have the variations. So user can select the variation. At the top you can see images also change, color and the size with a new values of variation is appeared. Price $232. Stock is in stock. Then let's choose the black one. At the top you can see product image is also being updated. Price and stock status is also being changed. We can also do this for other variations, and in here when we choose this size you can see we also have a description with a sale price on the specific variation. This variation is out of stock, so we can easily manage all these things when we will target the backend. But first we have to design this, and also we have a checkout button. Description will go over here. Then we will see how to add reviews, and at the bottom we can add each variation in the cart. So let's say we can add two green size 34 of this product, and at the top we can go to the cart, and in here you can see we have green 34 with the two properties added. Let's head back, open the same product, and let's try to add red with 32 size. This time three entries, add to bag, and over here also you can see the total count is being updated. So we have total of 5 entries of this specific product. So let's go to cart, and in here you can see we have red 32 over here with a different image, green 34 with also a different image, and also at the top we have a single product. Okay, so let's get started with today's tutorial. Creating Flutter e-commerce application, and we have covered section 1 for the basic setup. For the section 2 we'll learn how to design the login part, and now we are about to complete the e-commerce. We have crossed the halfway, and this is the very important tutorial today to design the product details. So let's get started. You can download the Flutter code from the link in the description or from the right top corner. We are inside our e-commerce application, and in here you can see in the shop of the features, when you go to shop we have already designed home, store, wish list, and in the personalizations we have designed two screens, profile and settings. And again today we're going to design another screen in the shop. In the screens, go to product details and create an empty product details or dart with a stateless widget. Stateless widget has just scaffold, single child scroll view to make our design scrollable, vertical scrollable, and child of the single child scroll view is simply column. To retain all the elements in vertical direction, we have to create bottom navigation, which we will cover in the next tutorial. We have bottom navigation bar, which is going to add properties in the at the bottom. We can add items, we can remove items, we can, using that specific button we will push those items to the cart. So rest for the body, first we are going to design the product image slider and also the product details. So as a children, first thing we need to create product image slider, and the second thing is product details. So first of all, product image slider has some key properties that we need to focus on. If you see the design, you first have to see that we have a border with the curved edges. So we already designed the curved edges, but no worries, we are going to cover this in today's tutorial as well. So your design should be curved from the bottom. This means the body will be in a curve shape. After that, we are going to place image at the bottom. Then we have two icons, app bar, back arrow, and also app bar wishlist or favorites button on top of that image. This means that we are going to use the stack property over here, and at the bottom of that large image we are going to add slider or the images slider. clipper which will slide in horizontal direction. So first of all, we need to add a curve shape. So we are going to use our curved edges widget, which requires a single child. So single child will be container to add background color. Okay, inside this container, first remove the constant from the top. And first, let's see what is this curved edges widget. It's a simple widget which requires a clip path. Clip path requires a child, which will be any widget, and clipper to show some specific custom design. So we have already designed this in the previous tutorial. You can copy the code. You can get the code from the link in the description. Okay, so head back over here. As a child property, we use the container. To use light and dark modes, first we need to use the helper functions. Import this library. Helper functions is also the custom class which help us to provide some of the specific functions we created over here. And in here, the function we are using is dark mode. It is going to check that if current brightness of this context is dark, it will return boolean as true. So if we have this dark variable as true, we know that the current design is dark. So let's add a color property of this container. So if it is dark, we are going to use the darker gray, otherwise we'll use the light. Then as a child of this container, we are going to use the stack widget, because using the stack, we will place elements on top of each other. Stack has a property of list of children. So the first children, which will be at behind, or any widget that we want to display at the back, we will use first, and we will keep stacking elements on top of each other. So as an image property, we are going to use the image. Currently, we are using asset image, but we will use the network image later on when we will fetch the images from Firebase storage. So currently, we have images over here defined in the T images class, and these are the products we have already added. So let's use the first one. Let's run the application. Okay, so our application is running. Let's go to sign in. Click on the sign in button, and we are inside our home screen. So let's first go to home screen. Inside down below, you have to find the product grid and go to product card vertical design. So whenever this product is going to be selected, we want to redirect to product detail screen, add constant. So using get.to property, we're going to redirect to product detail screen. Okay, so let's click on this, and you can see we have the large image displaying at the top. Okay, head back over here, and in here, because different images have different sizes, so that's why we need to wrap this image at constant, wrap this image with the size box property. As a height, we are going to use the maximum height of 400, and also we can place the image, because images can have different sizes, in the center widget. And one more thing, to add some space around this image, we have to use the padding. So we can use the sides with the product image radius, which is 16, using T sizes. Let's save it. And now you can see we have some space around it. Control Alt L once the large image is added. Okay, let's test few other products. Let's change it to image 5 to test the vertical orientation. Let's save it. And you can see we have to give some extra space. So let's multiply it with the 2 image radius. Let's save it. And now you can see the perfect size of our products. Next, we need to create image slider. So we are going to use the list view to make images slide in horizontal directions. So first of all, let's design the one single image. So we are going to use T rounded image we already designed. Let me show you. This is the image designed. We have a container, gesture detector, it can be clicked. So we'll use this property later on. Then we have a box decoration, border, color, and some other radius, which is clip or rect. And also we can use this on the network or the asset image. Few of the properties are already defined over here. So we can easily customize this widget. So head back over here. As an image URL, let's say this time we are going to pass some other images. Let's save it, and you can see we have that specific image on top of this, and it has a large size, so that's why. Let's define few other properties. Let's define the width as 80, maximum 80 width. We also define the fit property, so let's hover it. Let's see, fit is already in the contain, so we don't have to provide it, which would be box fit.contain. Let's save it, and at the left top corner you can see your image is placed. We will see we have a background color, so we'll use the dark property over here declared at the top. If it's a dark mode, we'll use the background as a dark, and if it's not, we will use the white color. Remove the constant from the stack. Let's save it. Add constant over here. Next, we are going to display the border. Currently, border.all, we are going to use the primary, but later on when we are going to use the backend, we will add a check over here that if this current image is selected, display the border as primary, otherwise display the transparent color. And we also want to use the padding to give some space from all the sides. So I'm going to use the padding dot small, which is 8.0 in the T sizes class. Let's save it. And you can see at the top we have a nice white background container. So let me first wrap this with a list view. We can use the list view dot builder, but over here to add a separator inside each widget, or you can say a space. So we can use dot separated. This is also going to work like a builder, but have an extra feature. So now we have to provide item builder, separator builder. It is also a widget. You can see over here. Then we have the item count. Let's say we have 4 items in the item count. Separator builder will be sized box. So we don't need anything. It actually requires a context and an integer, which is the count. So we don't need count. So if you don't need anything, you can pass first thing as underscore, then next thing with the 2 underscores, and the next thing with the 3 underscores. So this means that we don't require these values. Then as a sized box, we are going to pass the space between items and make sure it's a width property because all the elements will be in horizontal direction. Then as item builder, we are going to use this rounded image. Let's add item builder at the end. Again, we don't need the context, but we will need index later on. Control Alt L, paste the image over here. Let's save it. And you can see we cannot see anything because we have an error, which is vertical viewport was given unbounded height. So there one more thing that you can see we didn't add anything. Sorry, not over there, but over here, not add anything like the height property for this width. And we have the error related to height. So we can simply wrap this list view with a sized box again, and we can provide the height property over here with the 80. Now we will have 80 cross 80 image size. Let's save it. Currently it's not properly visible at the top. You can see it's also scrollable. So let's add shrink wrap to true. Only utilize the available space. Also, we want to make this list view to horizontal direction. So scroll direction will be axis dot horizontal. When you save it, you can see we have 4 properties, and we also want to make them scrollable. So use the physics, always scrollable scroll physics. Okay, next to position them on top of this image box, because we are using the stack property, so we can easily wrap it with a position widget. And as a properties of the position widget, we are going to use right from the right side 0. This means that it's going to be pushed towards the right side. Bottom will add 30 space from the bottom. Then from the left side, we are going to use the default space, which is the space of our screen. So let's save it. And you can see we have 4 image. They cannot be scrolled because currently we have 4. Let's change the count to 6. Let's save it. And now you can see we can easily scroll any image. So this blue border will be only on the image which will be selected later on when we are going to do the backend. Then the last thing after creating this image slider, right inside this tag, we have to create an app bar icons, or you can say a simple app bar. We are going to use the app bar. Show back arrow will be true to display the back arrow. Then as an actions, we are going to add T circular icon. So T circular icon means that we have first icon as a heart, which is the icons X property, and color will be red. T circular icon is also created in the previous tutorials. So you have width height, then have a box decoration, and then as a child we have an icon button which can be on press. So all the properties can easily be provided from here. Add a constant, Control Alt L. Let's save the code. And at the top, you can see we have icon button. Then we also have a back press arrow. So when it will be clicked, we will be redirected to the previous screen. So this is the dark version. Still we can scroll. We can see the background as a black. Then at the bottom, we have the bottom card in which we are going to add the details. And to change the color in the dark mode of the app bar icon, you just have to add dark mode over here in the app bar. And using the same dark color on this icon property, we can check if it's dark, show the white color, otherwise display the dark color. So now we have everything created for the images. We can easily turn this product image slider into a separate widget. T product image slider, refactor, extract it. Let's go to widgets in the product details and click on this product detail image slider. Again, an empty class, paste the code over here, add all the required imports. That's it. Go back to product details, import the image slider. We are not going to use the dark mode. Let's simply copy, remove this file from here, add dark mode over here, import helper functions, and that's it. Okay, next, let's use the padding property to give padding from all the sides. not all the sides, but we don't want to add extra padding on the top side because already we have some padding at the top using the custom header we used over here in the product image slider. So we'll use the only property and we're not going to pass the top property. We have right, left, and bottom with the same default space, which is 24.0. After that, add column to place elements in a vertical direction. And in the product details, you can see I have listed ratings and share, price, title, stock, and brand. Then we have attributes, checkout button, description, and reviews. So let's add ratings and share. So to do that, we want to use the row property because using the row, we can align elements in a horizontal direction. So we'll use rating as first, then share button at the second. So to create a rating, again, we need another row because this row is going to add space between rating and share button. So using another row, we can create first icon, then we will use the text span or text.rich property to create ratings and count of the ratings. So first of all, let's add icon. Icon is again icons X star 5 to show the star rating sign. Then we have the color as amber. Add small space between items, divide by 2, which is 16. So divide by 2 will be 8 size. Then to add a text, we use text.rich, and inside we can use text span property because text span have children's, so we can easily add two children's over here. Both should be text spans. So as a text of the text span, we'll use 5.0 rating, and then as a theme, we are going to use the body large for the specific text span. Let's remove the constant. As a second text span, we are going to use the number of ratings, which is 199. Let's save it. And you can see we have the property being displayed. Okay, next, to do that, we need to create icon button. So icon button on press is null. As an icon, we will use icons dot share. Size is medium. So medium size is 24.0 of the icon. So let's save it, and you can see we have one icon over here with the rating. Now in the first row, not in this one, in the first row, to place elements apart from each other, we have to use main axis alignment, which will be space between. So it is going to add space between all the attributes. So its first widget is row, second widget is icon button. So when we're going to save this, it will push the both elements apart from each other. So rating and share button section is also completed. This means that we can also extract this. Right click on this row, refactor, extract data widget, name it T rating and share, refactor, extract it from here, go to ratings share widget dot, which is again an empty widget created in the product details widget folder. Paste the code in it, head back over here, import this library, add a constant, and that's it. Next, we want to create price, title, stock, and brand. I'm going to call this as product metadata. You can see I have again created an empty class with the name product metadata. So inside this class, I've added a simple dark mode at the top if required can be used. Then a column with a cross-axis alignment dot start to keep all the text from the left side. So first thing, let's start with a price and a sale price tag. To do that, we are going to use the row property because we are going to display price tag or the discount tag first, then price or maybe the discounted price. So row has children's. So we first have a sale tag, then we have a price. So to use the sale tag, let's go to home.dart, go to product card vertical design. We created in the common widgets, and over here it can be reused. So we need this sale tag we created already using a rounded container. Let me copy this. Also as a sale tag of this row, let's add the rounded container. It's a simple rounded container with some width, height, padding, margin. And over here we are going to add the radius as small, add a background color, import this colors class, remove the constant from the top. Padding is same as symmetric, horizontal and vertical. Then we have a child as a text property, 25%. Its label is label large, and we'll keep the text color as black because the background color over here is the secondary color. First, we have to call the metadata tag over here, import the library. Let's save it, and you can see the price tag is visible. Let's head back after the sale tag, add a size box to add some space. So space between items using the width property. So as a price, let's say we are going to use the text property. So first price is as we are going to assume because we want to design everything. So we are going to assume that we have 25% text. So we have to display actual price, which is $250. So to add a dollar, you have to add backslash, then a dollar sign, so it can be printed out. Then as a style, I will use the title small, the text theme which is already created. Now to apply a line through property, use apply. Then to add the line through, use the decoration property, and we'll use the text decoration dot line through to add a line in the text. Let's save it, and you can see we have 250 written over here with a line, which means that this is not the actual price. Control D to duplicate. We also have to add some space over here. Let's say now we have price as 175. For the actual price, we are going to use the product price, the product price text. It is a simple text. By default, currency is this one. So it's a text with a price. That max lines will be one, overflow is ellipses. Style has two things. We can use either a large size, which is headline medium, and also if it's large, we will use the title large, and also an optional boolean variable, which is line through. So we don't need to add any sign of the currency. So we can simply pass 175 over here. Line through by default false. So we don't need line through over here. And also the design is provided. Let's save it, and you can see we have to make it a bit larger. Make the is large property to true. Save it, and you can see we have our currency ready. After this row, let's add a title. First add a comma, add some space over here, which is space between item, divide by 1.5 to add little space. Then for the title, we are going to use the product title text over here. Product title text is this one with a style as if it requires a small size, label large. Otherwise, for the large size, we'll use the title small. Then again, ellipses, max line, and text alignment. So as a title, we'll use the product title attribute and provided the title over here. Let's add more space over here. Let's save the code, and our title is now appeared. So we'll use these two same values for the stock status. Provide a status as a title and then a text property for the result of the status. So the text is in stock, style is title medium as a theme. Let's save it, and stock status added in vertical direction. We want to in a single row, so wrap it with a row property. Extract the second text, paste it over here, save the code. Now we also need to add some space. So let's copy the width using the size box. Let's save it, and we have a status in stock ready to be appeared. And the last thing is brand. If you remember that we created brand title with the verified icon, it requires a title. It also has a brand text size. So let's give it a text size dot medium. These are the enums. Let me show you as well. When you go over here to the brand text size, it is small. So brand title text requires three styles. So it can be text size small, apply the label medium. For the medium size, it will be body large. For the large size, it will be title large. And for nothing, it will be body medium. So you can again watch the previous videos. Each and every widget has been developed and created. So you can see the brand appeared, but we also want to display an image over here. So simply wrap it with a row. Want to display the image in a circular, so we will use the circular image. So actually this is what I was talking about in my previous videos, in my early videos, that this is the power of reusable widgets. So if you see the design over here, you will notice that we are almost using everything reusable. So we definitely take time to design things that can be reused. So once designed, now we can easily design each and everything by using that those same widgets. So we'll use the circular image, add width and height and an overlay color. Width and height will be 32. Overlay color is the color for that specific image. We can pass the or we can assign color to this image. So it's dark mode. Keep the image color as white, otherwise make it black. Add a constant. Let's refresh. And you can see a very small logo over there because currently we don't have icons related to the brands. We will add them in upcoming tutorials. Let's say use the shoe icon, and you can see a small brand with a 32 cross 32 size displayed. Now in the next upcoming tutorial, that's it for the metadata. Open the product details, and you can see we have completed the image slider, product details, basics with a rating and share button, price, title, stock and brand. Next tutorial will be again very useful, because if you don't know how to add or how to use or how to design the attributes, which are going to handle the variations of the product. We can dynamically add all type of variations, if it's color, if it's material, if it's size, if it could be anything. So we can easily incorporate those things inside our application. Okay, so that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you learned something new, please like the video. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified. You can again download the complete code of this e-commerce application. Link is in the description. Once again, thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz.